What's up, guys? I'm back. I went and got some coffee, got into the cold air for just a little bit, and had to just wake up a little bit because I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. But I'm back with some NBA picks for you. I got 4 picks. I'm running solo today. Jordy has 2 weddings that he has to go to, so I'm just cranking out the video solo. If you haven't checked it out yet, put out NFL picks video for the Sunday slate. Went through a ton of plays, demon plays, everything. There's a lot of exciting things going on at the NFL this week, and we already have our Saturday picks out for the NFL as well. So a lot of content to check out if you guys are looking to get into NFL over the weekend as well. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop us a like, and drop us a comment if you have any questions about anything. But yeah, I do things a little bit different when I'm running solo. Let's see if I can get my computer to load. So we're going to briefly talk about the partnerships. We've got chalkboard here. Use code BACKDOOR, 100% deposit match up to $100 plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. This platform is great for alt lines. They've got all sorts of alt lines, and they've got some fun like parlay style plays too, like first score, first basket, different things like that. But yeah, go check it out. It's mobile only, but it's a lot of fun. Plays as low as $1. And then we've also got Underdog. Use code BACKDOOR at Underdog. You get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. And we've got Sleeper, Backdoor DFS, or not DFS, my bad. Backdoor FS is the code, and you get up to $100 deposit match as well. Sleeper has a lot of killer promos going on right now. Parlay play. This one is a lot of fun. You get up to $100 deposit match and a free slip. So you get a $5 slip to get you started. Plus, we're going to give you a month in our premium Discord if you use code BACKDOOR and you sign up for Parlay Play. Just email us at bdfantasysports@gmail.com and we will hook you up with a month in the Discord. And last but not least, we have Better. Get up to a $200 deposit match plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. Just use code BACKDOOR when you're signing up and they will hook you up. So let's talk about the plays that we're getting into here. They're pretty similar across all platforms. I'm running it back with Tobias Harris. We had some doubters. I know, like Tobias, I get it. Like, he's been up and down. But without Jaden Ivey, I think that, they just needed a scorer to step up, and he ended up coming through for us. Speaking of the recap, he ended up coming through for us. He went for like 37, I think. We'll see it here in a second. We took him over 21. I think it was 21.5 PRA. I'm just going the points and rebounds for this one. But yeah, 18.5, I'm liking it. And then I think the other play last night that I had taken was Austin Reeves, 13 rebounds and assists. He ended up pushing. I thought he was going to cash it, but we at least got the push there. But yeah, Tobias is got a bigger role now, so I'll break that all down in a minute. I'm going with Karl Anthony Towns over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Colin Sexton over 19.5 points and assists, and Luke Canard over 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And this is pretty similar across all platforms. Tobias, they didn't have the points rebounds, so I took the full PRA at 20.5. Luke Kennard's the same. And then Colin Sexton on Underdog, they did not have just the points assist. So I'm happy to take this PRA as well. That's actually what first was popping off on my radar, is the PRA at 22.5. Then the more I dove in, I like the points assist just a little bit better, but I like them both. So I think they're both good to go. For parlay play, we've got Tobias PRA, Karl Anthony Towns PRA. We've got the Colin points assists at 19.5. Luke Kennard's at 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists, but I still like it, so I'm just rolling. I think he's going to go over that either way. You get a little bit of a higher multiplier there, 1.85x. And then on Better, we've got Tobias Harris, 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Karl Anthony Towns, 42.5 PRA. Colin Sexton, 19.5 points, assists, and Luke Kennard. So a little bit different on each platform, but I'm liking all of these plays. So let's start breaking it down. So Tobias Harris, yeah, he went for 35. You know what I think was scaring people is this little run we had right here of these 6 games. I know not a lot of you spoke up, but I saw someone in the comments that was like, no, thank you. And I'm like, cool, don't take it, or take the under if you don't think it's going to go over. But I mean, I saw what he did as soon as Jaden Ivey went out of that game 2 games ago, and he went for 27 PRA, went crazy on the boards, 8 rebounds, just 2 assists, 17 points against Orlando, which is a tough matchup. And then we've got this soft matchup against Charlotte, so I'm like, let's go for it. And he ended up coming through. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. He played great. He had some good defense going on in that game too. This matchup is a little bit tougher. It's Minnesota, I get it, but this line's still too low in my opinion. So the matchup's a little bit scarier. 4th in points allowed, 5th in rebounds allowed, 5th in assists allowed to power forwards, which is what he plays for Detroit. But I mean, they're pretty good across the board. Minnesota, you're not really going to find a soft spot. Like, that's the overall. 4th in points allowed, 8th in rebounds allowed, 5th in assists allowed. So I'm feeling good about this. I don't need him to go for 35 again. I'm happy with him just getting us the PRA or the points rebounds alone. Let's take a look at the head-to-head whenever he's matched up. So yeah, this is from over a year ago. But yeah, he went for 23 once against them when he was playing for the 76ers. Both of these are when he was playing for the 76ers. So he's got a little bit bigger role here with Detroit now that he's been traded. I kind of like this move for Detroit. I like this fit for him as well. He came close, went for 17, but this was back when he didn't even have like the same type of role. So I'm feeling good about it. On the season, he's cleared this 56%. So 18 out of 32 games. So really not bad. And now he's got a situation here with Jaden Ivey out, what we talked about last game. Okay, so Jaden Ivey's out. Simone Fontecchio is also out. So I know these guys don't all play the same position, but they're still, their roles increase, their minutes increase. He ended up playing. That's what I liked about that game against Orlando that first put this on my radar is he ended up getting a huge boost in minutes. He was like, in the mid to high 20s, and then he jumps up to 34.9 minutes in that game against Orlando in a relatively close game. They ended up winning that game. We were hoping that he would get a similar minute share, and he did. 36 minutes, and that was another close game, 98-94. That was a fun game. That was a good game. So let's take a look at this over/under real quick. So 218 over/under, and Minnesota favored by 7. We're playing in Detroit, so not as crazy of a spread as you might think. Detroit's a little bit better than I think a lot of people were expecting. They're a little bit sneaky. They're good on defense, and they can get things going on offense. And Minnesota hasn't really put it together. We saw the trade with Karl Anthony Towns really pay off for the New York Knicks, and it hasn't looked like an upgrade just yet for Minnesota. So they're still kind of figuring things out. So I think this could be a pretty fun game. Let's keep it rolling here. Actually, let's jump over to DG, see what they think about Tobias. So they like his points, assists as the best play on the board on Prize Picks anyways, 14.5. They have that at a 52.94% odds to hit the over, -136. Points, rebounds, that's the one that we like. 18.5, they like that to go over as well. 51.2% odds to hit the over, -123. And then they don't really like the full PRA at 20.5, but I still like it. I'm still happy to take it. But go with your gut. If you don't like it, you can fade him again if you faded him last time. So Karl Anthony Towns, I like this game against Chicago. I think it's going to be a fun game. He's already cleared this PRA 55% on the season, 18 out of 33 times. Obviously, he's the center for the New York Knicks. Going up against Chicago, who just tends to have a pretty high over/under in every game they play this year. And here we go again against the Knicks playing in Chicago. 232.5 over/under. Knicks favored by 5.5. And we got Lonzo Ball back. It's good to see him back on the court playing, and he's looking pretty good so far. His minutes are slowly being increased, but he's getting a little bit more loose out there. Hopefully he stays healthy and he can keep keep progressing in the right direction. But if we zoom into this last 10 games, it's looking pretty nice and green. Yeah, I mean, he just barely cleared that in that last game against OKC, but that's a tough matchup. Popped off against Utah, 56. He's very capable of going over this. And then the matchup, it looks pretty solid. 28th in points allowed to centers, 15th in rebounds allowed, 15th in assists allowed. You can't be middle of the road when you're going against Cat. So 15th in rebounds allowed is not going to cut it. He is an absolute monster. Back-to-back games, 21 rebounds. Is that right? Yeah, 21 rebounds, 22 rebounds, 13, 14. I mean, he's just turned things up. He's got this game back here. Last time he played Minnesota, he goes for 20 rebounds. That was fun. We took his PRA that night for the revenge game, and he absolutely popped off. Went for 58 PRA. And then against Orlando, yeah, you can see that this dude's capable of getting 20. I mean, 4 out of his last 10 games, he's got 20 plus rebounds. So I'm loving this play. And I don't think we have any injuries to be concerned about. No. Miles McBride, game time decision. That doesn't really affect Cat though. Let's see if there's any notes from Outlier. I think it's kind of telling us the same thing. Well, no, here's a different note. Cat has exceeded 42.5 PRA in 6 of his last 7 games versus bottom 10 defenses for points allowed. Well, we just saw they're really low. They're 29th. Man, they're pretty bad defensively against everything, it looks like overall. But yeah, let's see what he's been averaging. 44.3 is what he's averaging, so right above what we need him to. So they kind of got this line right where they need it to be to make it difficult for us, but I'm taking the over. I feel good about it. Let's take a look here. They like his points assists on daily grind as the best play, 27.5. They have that at a 52.28% odds to hit the over, minus 129. They like this rebounds combo, Karl Anthony Towns and Vucevic, over 24. I mean, yeah, that sounds great. I mean, why not? We just were talking about how Cat can go for 20 himself. So 24 does seem pretty sweet. Might throw that into a slip as well. They like the points rebounds over 38.5. They got that at a 51.83% odds to hit the over, minus 127 according to Daily Grind. And then they don't like the full PRA. So go with your gut. If you don't want to take it, they've got that just slightly favored to the under. Basically a 50-50 shot. It's like 50.15% odds to hit the under. So I'm feeling good about it. I think he's gonna, especially with a high over under like we've got here, anytime Chicago's playing. So I'm rolling it, feeling good about it. See who we got next. Colin Sexton. Dude's been popping off. What is this, last 10 games here for points assists? He's got a little wagon going, 7 straight games. He's hit this 7 out of his last 10 games, and we like that they're all in a row. It means like he's kind of turned something on. You can see he kind of popped off here against Detroit to sort of break that little slump he was in, and he's been kind of keeping it up over that line ever since. The matchup is tough. 6th in points allowed, 5th in assists allowed. I'm not really scared of that though. If we do take his full PRA at 22.5, which is what I was first looking at, it also looks pretty solid. My computer can keep up with what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, really similar outcome. Same thing, 7 straight games. Matchup is just equally as tough. When you throw those rebounds, it's just, still 6th in rebounds allowed to shooting guards. So kind of tough. If we look at overall, a little bit softer, 23rd in rebounds allowed. The reason I was considering the full PRA to start is because he's actually surprisingly capable of popping off for 5 or 6 rebounds here and there. He just doesn't do it that often. I'll show you guys the rebounds alone. Yeah, you can see it's almost like perfectly on and off, but since it's a 3-point bump and he's only actually gone for 3 out of these last 10 games, I decided I prefer just the points assist because the assists are a different story. He's capable of getting double-digit assists at any given night. Just kind of depends on how the game flow is going and if his guys are hitting their shots. But he's good. He's a good facilitator. He's a good scorer. He's fast. He's good on defense. So I'm feeling good about his points, assists, and I'll take that PRA where I have to take it. Let's take a look here. on Daily Grind. So yeah, I was just talking about his defense. This 0.5 steals, they like that as the best play for him on Prize Picks. 52.1% odds to hit the over, -131. They love his 3-pointers made. We've taken that plenty of times on this channel. 1.5. They have that favored to go over as the second best play. 51.96% odds to hit the over. Not bad. I mean, in a minute I'll pull that up in case you guys want to look at that. I'll show you that. But the points assists are right there at third best according to Daily Grind. 51.63% odds to hit the over, -126. And yeah, the different platforms are bouncing between 19.5 and 20.5. 19 is obviously the better deal, but I think he's good to go over 20.5 too, personally. They also like his points to go over 15.5. 51.51% odds to hit the over, -125. Real quick before we move on, I'll show you these 3-pointers. And I believe he takes a decent amount of attempts. We'll look at it. Yeah, you can see 7 out of his last 10 games he's cashed that. How many is he averaging attempts wise? So averaging 5.3 attempts per game. So yeah, not bad. If he's shooting 47%, he's averaging 2.5 made per game. So if you wanted to take a prop that he only has to, do 2 things for you, just cash 2 buckets, you could take those 3-pointers instead. But I'm going to go points assist personally. All right, moving on to the last play, Luke Canard. This dude is very underrated, gritty, really good basketball IQ, and he can do a little bit of everything. And he's got this beautiful matchup against Golden State, who's actually going to be missing a few key players. Now let's look at the matchup first, and we'll get into the injury report. 27th in points allowed to shooting guards, 27th in rebounds allowed, 22nd in assists allowed. That's a nice soft spot there. If we take a look overall, they're actually decent on defense sometimes. 9th in points allowed overall, 26th in rebounds, 14th in assists allowed. But then you get over to that shooting guard position, and it's just all green. So we're feeling good about that. For the injury report, I believe Steph is out. I think there's a few key players out. So yeah, we have Santi Aldama out. We have G.G. Jackson still out, and Ja Morant still out. Marcus Smart out. But Steph Curry's out. Gary Payton's out. There's a big part of your defense right there. Andrew Wiggins, game time decision. I want to show you guys something, though. If we take a look at Canard. So yeah, I mean, I know that at first glance that doesn't look great. That's what we said about Tobias Harris too. But he's been popping off recently. We zoom into these last 5 games. He's been clearing it at by a decent margin here. He only has 1 game where he, 1 more bucket or, 2 RA, like basically, I mean, like 16, we need him to get over 17.5. Other than that, it's been 23 or higher. But what I really love about this play is if we zoom out a little bit, let's just go to the full, let's go full 2024 season. Surprisingly, so on Outlier here, you can take players out of the equation and see what's going on. So we take Ja Morant out. Is that what's been causing him to pop off? Well, no, that's not it, because it looks somewhat similar, with Ja Morant out. What's interesting is when you take Santi Aldama out, he tends to just pop off from what I was looking at earlier. Take Aldama out of the equation, and yeah, he missed it by 1 bucket there, and then that's kind of the majority. Let's see if we have them both out of the equation. It might just be the same, actually. Nope, when they're both out, he's got the perfect record, 24 or better. So that was just not long ago, December 29th, 2024. So these last 3 games are all without these 2 guys in the equation. So I'm loving it. That just looks absolutely great to me. So I'm going to be taking that for more. If we take a look at Daily Grind for this last play here, they like his assists over 3.5 as the best play, 51.56% odds to hit the over, -126. And then they've got this PRA here next up, second best. It's not super juice, 50.5% odds to hit the over, -121. But this is just crunching numbers and using AI to look for like statistical advantages and, managing across all the different platforms, looking at all the different odds and looking for discrepancies for you to take advantage of. So it's a little bit more math involved with the way the optimizer works, but it's super helpful to quickly get all this information about odds and different platforms where you could be getting a better deal on a different platform. It's awesome, but narrative doesn't go into it. So we're able to use Outlier, which is why I just love this app. But yeah, it's looking good. So I'm going to be taking that for more. And let's take a look at this over under real quick. So high over under 233.5. Golden State favored by 2.5. So nice close game. And then we've got, we're playing in Golden State. Let's look at one more thing before we get out of here. So let's take out the Ja Morant and Santi Aldama situation, and let's just see what he's done on the road. So pretty similar. So we know that there's not really any big discrepancies where it's like he's good at home, but he's bad on the road. So yeah, the main thing is Santi Aldama and Ja Morant out seems to be the recipe for Luke Canard to take on that bigger role. And when we actually look at this just a little bit closer, when I said he does a little bit of everything, it's like, yeah, I mean, a shooting guard who can get you double-digit points. We know he can catch fire from beyond the arc, but then you've got like popping off for 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Like, he's very capable. So I love this play. I don't think they have a demon available for it, but I'm going to keep an eye out and see if I can't find one. But that's going to cover all of the plays. If you guys want to come join our Discord, this is still on the promotion screen. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I did in the last video too, but if you guys want to try Outlier, you can try this app out for free. Just sign up through the link below. You don't need to put in a code. Just sign up through our personal link, and they're going to give all of our viewers a week to see how they like this, and check it out. You'll cash more often. This really helps you dial in the details quickly. Matchups, injury reports, and insights. This insights button is awesome. It just puts plays on your radar based on the data, if it ever loads. It just finds data plays that are sticking out, and they'll tell you like, hey, this looks good to go over or under, and it gives you a little note about it, which is what I love. And then it has a little button where you can go straight to the platform where they're finding that, exact prop, and it'll just go lock it in for you. And if you want to check out Daily Grind, the DFS optimizer is awesome. I'll take this Luke Canard out of the equation, let you guys take a look at what's looking good. We'll put it to overs and unders here. But yeah, you guys can try out Daily Grind. Well, you don't get a free trial, but you get 25% off if you use code BACKDOOR. And that's as long as you want to make your first subscription. You can lock it in for a full year if you want. But yeah, just use code BACKDOOR when you're signing up, and they'll hook you up. So yeah, the top play on the board is James Harden over 7.5 assists, 54.68% odds to hit the over, -142. Yeah, so this is what's on the board right now. If you guys want to take a look, they like Jalen Johnson's assists to go over 4.5. They have that at -138, 54.17% odds to hit the over. But yeah, there's just a little glimpse into what Daily Grind can do for you. Just putting all these plays on your radar, and some of these plays are only up for 5 or 10 minutes, and then they realize there was a mistake, and they hurry up and take it off the board. But that's what Daily Grind helps you take advantage of. You can lock those in quick. These will be gone in just a few minutes. Whenever they're that green, they're gone before long. So go check it out. Use code BACKDOOR. If you guys want to join our Discord, you can take advantage of that parlay play promo and email us, and we'll get you in the Discord for a month. I'll show you a little bit of some of the wins that our guys have been putting together in here. Oh yeah, there's that Reeves I was talking about. He pushed. I feel you, bro. Top Gun. He's talking about Reeves. Just so close to the win there. But yeah, we have a lot of fun in here. Work together as a team. Cover a lot of different platforms, and just having this many eyes on the board is a huge resource, because we all work together, and if something looks good, we shout it out in the Discord, and we all share our slips. So it's easy to just quickly kind of go through our slip menu. I call it the menu, but there's a slip channel. You just see something you like, click it. You can get it all locked in real quick. So go to Patreon if you want to join, and sign up there. That manages our subscriptions. And then once you're in Patreon, you go to the settings. There's a connected apps option in the menu bar, and then you can log into your Discord right there. If you want to follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram. We're just at BackdoorFS, and we're on all of these platforms. It's the same handle. We also have our personal socials down below if you want to follow us individually. But that's going to cover it for the NBA video, guys. Don't forget to go check out the NFL picks. We have so much stuff in there. I mean, I made that video a little while ago and I think it was like 40 minutes. I try to make them a little bit quicker. I know I talk more than Jordy does, but I mean, there was a lot to go over. I think I shared like 12 demon plays and like a full 6-man of regular plays. So go check it out. Like the video if you appreciate the content. It helps us out so much. Enjoy this NBA slate, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.